Hi, this is Love from Tits and Giggles podcast. I love using Anchor because it's easy to operate and I can just pick up the phone and speak my mind whenever I want. I love the podcast availability because I can get it out to multiple platforms at the same time without having to go. It automatically generates your RSS feed and you get it out to your listeners. And I love the background music and all the sound effects. Loving Anchor so much. You should try it for yours. This is Love again with Tits and Giggles podcast. What's up, Tits and Giggles? We got some deep stuff tonight. We're going to talk about these women that be getting flued out, as we say here in America, or, pimped out, whatever, these IG models, these girls that get flown out to Dubai to pretty much be a human toilet for these men. And I just want to play some stories, like a recount of this woman who, and there's 4 parts on this that talks about her experiences. I've seen this and I've heard this. I've saw a lot on Instagram where they're like, oh, these women that are going on these trips, they're going and being pooped on and peed on and all kind of things for money in Dubai. So when you see them on these lavish trips, that's what's happening. Well, I have a story of this lady who is recounting her experiences on that. So I'm going to play that for you. I want to see what you guys think. I'm going to give my little 2 cents on it, but let's not hold on. I mean, this is pretty juicy. Let's not wait. All right, here we go.
I'd only been working with Olivia for 6 months and already had been with over 75 men. Most of them I was fucking on the regular, but a few I'd never seen again. I was being flown all over the world by all types of rich-ass men, and I didn't discriminate. I had fucked Spanish men, Asian men, Italian men, white men, and even Indian men. But nothing prepared me for the experience that began on this day in December of 2017. My day started off like any typical day. I woke up around noon, got my phone to check all of my social media, mostly to see how many likes and comments my last post got me from the night before, stepping out to the club. I was rocking a lime green strapless dress with a pair of new stilettos with a clear heel and my clear YSL clutch. My hair was in a high drastic 40-inch ponytail, and the 100,000 plus likes I received only confirmed what I already knew.
I could be brown, I could be... So that's part 1. So she's pretty much saying that she was in the club. A lot of these women, this is their business. They go, hold on, let me hold that, pause that. But she was in the club pretty much going, these days it's like going on an interview. You're going to be noticed. So when they get into part 2 where she's talking about how she heard Dubai princess story. So here we go.
A high drastic 40-inch ponytail and the 100,000 plus likes I received only confirmed what I already knew. I was that bitch. I checked my email after spending half an hour on IG, and I saw I had an email from Olivia. I opened it immediately and began reading it over. Agent 1475. Date: Friday, December 29, 2017 through Monday, January 1st, 2018. Location: Dubai. Description of job: accompany a variety of clients to and after the holiday festivities. Offer: $100,000 plus travel and wardrobe. If you accept this offer, you understand that the agreement gives the client complete control over your contract and its stipulations. In the acceptance response letter, please add your measurements and there will be an NDA sent to you once your full blood work screening is updated and returned within 48 hours. This message is to be deleted upon receipt. I read the whole message and wrote down as much information as I saw necessary before deleting the email and removing it from my trash bin. I knew that with the payday of $100,000, these had to be some freaky ass clients. I figured it would be some orgy type shit, but I didn't give a fuck. I was going to motherfucking Dubai, bitch. I seen all the IG models I looked up to going to Dubai, and I was excited that it was finally my turn. I was about to make $100K just to fuck some freaky ass niggas. I was down. I quickly responded with my acceptance of the job and called the doctor's office to get my appointment in. 2 weeks later, I was being dropped off at a big ass mansion in Buckhead with my Gucci luggage. I was greeted at the door by Olivia, who was smiling ear to ear as she gave me a hug. Hey girl, you looking and smelling good. You ready for that 16-hour flight? She asked me as I rolled my bags in and closed the door behind me. Hell yeah, I'm ready to see Dubai and stun on the gram one time, I said with a laugh. You can leave your bags here and follow me. The other girls you're traveling with are in the dining room having mimosas. We walked through the kitchen into the dining room, and there were 3 other girls seated at the table drinking and talking to one another. One of the girls was a blonde white girl with huge breasts. The other was a brown-skinned curvy chick with sandy brown, naturally curly hair. And the final female was an Indian girl with long jet black hair and a thin frame. They were all drop-dead gorgeous. After Olivia made introductions between myself and the 3 girls, Strawberry, Mocha, and Jasmine, we all got to know each other for a moment before Olivia raised her glass to get our attention. Once the room fell completely silent, Olivia began. Well, ladies, I know for Strawberry and Jasmine, this is all routine for you at this point, but this will be the first Dubai trip for Moon and Mocha. Each of you have received the emails informing you of certain Dubai customs that you must abide by, and I appreciate you all for abiding by the dress code lined out for travel today. Much.
So that was part 2. So, yeah, I mean, as you can see, these girls, they have to get blood work. They have to sign NDAs, which this woman is completely, like, blanked out. Like, she's only using her voice. So, I guess that's how she's getting around her NDA. But she's pretty much saying that they had a handler in Atlanta, which that'll be part 3, that this person gets a percentage of that fee, that 100,000, and they, pretty much their contracts are taken over by these people in Dubai, these men or clients per se. And yeah, so I'm assuming it's gonna get more hairier or disgusting in part 3. So here we go.
All routine for you at this point, but this will be the first Dubai trip for Moon and Mocha. Each of you have received the emails informing you of certain Dubai customs that you must abide by, and I appreciate you all for abiding by the dress code lined out for travel today. Moon and Mocha, the clients you all are about to meet have peculiar taste, and things may get a little crazy, but remember, they have full control, and you agreed to the anything goes clause. If you are not feeling comfortable, this is the final chance to back out. Once you receive this money, you are agreeing to all terms. Do you understand? Olivia asked as she stood in front of us sipping her mimosa. We all agreed again before she continued. If you haven't already checked by now, $20,000 was transferred into your accounts this morning. I've already received my 30%. You each will receive the remainder of your $50,000 payout only after you return to the States. If you ladies have no questions, the limo is pulling up outside to take you to the airport now. We each looked at each other, and to be real, all of us had money on our mind. So we all raised our glasses to toast before downing the remainder of our drinks and getting up to head out the front door, where the driver was already loading our luggage into the back of the SUV while we hopped inside the limo. One of the girls, Strawberry, wasted no time popping the champagne waiting in the ice bucket as we pulled out of the driveway. I was snapping videos of the ride as we turned up like we were the best of friends. The 16-hour plane ride to Dubai, we all slept most of the flight, but I was sure to catch the skyline when we were arriving. I couldn't believe how beautiful it was. The house that we were taken to from the airport was best described as a palace. The men in America had money, but the men in Dubai? Oh, they were definitely playing with a different type of bag. When we rode up the long driveway surrounded by a landscape garden with mature greenery fit for magazines, I took pictures of everything. I couldn't believe how beautiful the contemporary style home was. The beautiful glass doors and windows all over gave you a view of the main areas of the home from outside. I could see 4 women dressed in black and gold abayas and black headscarves over their head and faces, only exposing their eyes, standing at the front door awaiting our arrival. When we exited the car, 2 of the women came down to get our bags while the other 2 showed us inside. There was music I'd never heard before playing throughout the house as the 2 women silently walked us up the stairs. Why they ain't saying shit? I whispered to the girl Strawberry who had done this before. Girl, they never say shit. They about to take us to our rooms where we will have to change clothes, and then they'll come back and get us one by one. Be cool. It's always a whole lot of liquor in the rooms. If you want my advice, start drinking now.
So that's part 3. They're in Dubai and they're at the palace, as she says, and she already clearly has some kind of sixth sense of something going on, but they were doing it for the money, clearly. I mean, this is not an unknown thing, that is the new way that women are getting money. I mean, it's not just OnlyFans or this or that. I mean, I'm not against women getting their money, but it's like, at what limits do we go? So we're going to see a part 4 of what limit this lady went. And I haven't listened to this part, so let's see.
Just as she finished her sentence, the lady stopped abruptly before pointing at Mocha and opening the door to the room she'd be staying in. I was the second to get my room, and when I walked in, I was amazed at the decor. They had the most expensive taste I'd ever seen. Even my bed was made out of gold, draped in Italian sheets. I had my own private bathroom with a huge jacuzzi-sized tub and a shower fit for 10. I had to flex on the gram, so I opened the doors to the balcony connected to my suite and began snapping selfies, being sure to capture the 20-foot-long pool in the backyard of the mansion in my background. After finally getting the perfect angles, I posted the pictures and continued examining the room. There was a clothing rack next to the gold and white marble vanity that had about 15 different outfits on it. I looked through them and chose an orange and gold abaya before making my way to the bathroom to turn the shower water on. I started playing some music before I stepped out of my clothes and into the hot steaming shower. After I was done, I walked back into the bedroom and noticed that my bags had been dropped off. I moisturized my body before putting on my sexy black lingerie and stepping into one of the abayas. I pinned my hair up and put on the jewelry that had been laid out for me before snapping a few more pictures for the gram and making myself a drink from the mini bar in my room. I was 6 shots in and on my 3rd cup of Hennessy by the time the door to my room opened and one of the ladies came to take me downstairs. I was escorted into a huge entertainment room that had a buffet table filled with fruit and finger foods, a bar equipped with a bartender, while beautiful golden statues and crazy artwork decorated the walls and floors. There were several chairs spread around the room, but the 9 men in attendance were all standing around the bar smoking on cigars as the music continued to play, completely ignoring our presence. I saw Strawberry and Jasmine and made my way over to them as I drank from my cup. I took a seat next to them on one of the chairs and asked, "So what now? How do we know which one of them is our client?" I wasn't sure why I was whispering, but the men we were with, they didn't give off a friendly vibe, so I was just playing it safe. "Girl, just do yourself a favor and drink as much of this free liquor as you can and stop talking," she said through clenched teeth in a low tone. We were the only women in the home who didn't have our heads covered, but it was as if we were just pieces of furniture in the room because the men never looked in our direction, not one time, as they partied and conversed with one another in Arabic. They carried on for 2 full hours while we were forced to sit in silence before I witnessed one of the other women come and get Jasmine and take her out of the room. 10 minutes later, the same 2 women came back and retrieved me to escort me to another room. The room I was taken to this time wasn't as extravagant as the room I was taken to when I arrived, and there was plastic all over the floor of the room. The only furniture in there was a circle-shaped bed covered in a red waterproof bed sheet. Just as she finished her sentence, the lady stopped abruptly before pointing.
So, yeah. Room covered in plastic. So you guys get the drift of what is going on. Yeah, dude. I mean, these women, they are going over there and getting into some sketchy stuff. I mean, the person did not post what else happened, of course, because she's trying to sell a book. But there is just a lot of, like, women that have been exposed to being to Dubai. I heard one of my childhood singers, Ashanti, that goes over there. She is one of the women that is the human porta potties, as they call them. They go over there and they get peed and pooped on. I mean, in Dubai for money. It's like a whole thing. I mean, it's like trending. There's actually a website, DubaiPortaPotty.com. It says you can actually consider becoming a porta potty. This is an expensive escort bought by rich Arab and European men to go on yacht parties for $30,000 apiece. And yeah, it says influencers are apparently being pooped on for cash. If you've been blissfully unaware of the search term Dubai Porta Potty, consider yourself lucky. But if you're a morbidly curious individual who falls into dark internet rabbit holes, as myself, this is what happens. It says, last month, videos emerged about a concepted, rumored, real years of people being flew out to Dubai and getting pooped on for cash. Yeah, I mean, this woman, she constantly flew out to Dubai, and she got STD, and she had to do all kind of sexual acts, and says she also was participating in sexual intercourse with the client's underage brother. She said 2 weeks after she's flown out, you get first, before you go, you get $25,000, and then when you come back, you get $50,000. So, yeah, I mean, ladies, I mean, you can get your money, but it's really, at what extent will you go to get this money? That's my question. I mean, I know we're going through a recession. I know rich people have a thing where they have fetishes. And I know that this whole thing of like the rich and the poor and what they will do. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's just some reports. If you're curious, if you're looking for a job in that, there is a whole website. So, yeah. I'm just looking at the comments. It says, some of these girls just want handbags, lots of Russians and Ukrainians and even Canadians there. Here's another commenter. There are some sick people out there in Dubai. I have no idea where or how they come up with like these gross fantasies. Also, shame on these influencers, or whatever you want to call these humans that degrade themselves for money. I don't pity them. I mean, yeah, I mean, money, can hypnotize you to do some crazy things. I mean, I don't know. I mean, someone says, given today's Western culture of apathy and division, identity confusion, and other things, the world will become the garbage dump of the universe. There are bad actors in high power that will make sure this happens. Yeah. It is crazy out there, guys, and it is getting crazier. And people, for money and, social media doesn't make it that much better. But if you want to make money off of this, it's there. These are some of the stories and it was just something I thought would be interesting to talk to. So do not watch this while you're eating. And yeah, if you're looking for some quick cash, I would not recommend, but this is where we're at, my loves. All right, Tits and Giggles signing off. You guys have a good night, and go ahead and just cleanse your hands and body after listening to this whole thing, because yeah, it's kind of gross. All right, you guys have a good week.